Allow me to present this very handsome Starcaster by Fender. It's made in China. The bridge was lifting up, so I removed it, sanded it down, and glued it back again. It's got a new set of strings. The nut slots have been filed. Truss rod's been adjusted so the neck's nice and straight. The saddle's been filed down so that the action is nice and low. And I cleaned all the electronics. Also tightened the jack here. It's working perfectly. It's on there nice and tight. I guess any guitar tech can tell you the guitar's had a setup, but hey, let's get scientific and measure everything. To measure how much bow there is in the neck, I'm going to put a capo on the first fret to start. Then I'll hold down the highest up fret with my finger, and I'm going to use this nut slot file as a feeler gauge. This is 10/1000ths of an inch. So I can see that the neck has its most bow in the middle, and where it's bowed the most, it's less than 10/1000ths of an inch. So the neck has a tiny bit of bow. Next, I'm going to measure the height of the strings over the first fret. I'm using this electric B string. This string is 17/1000ths of an inch. You can see that it doesn't have room to slide underneath, except under the low E string. So I have these strips of layers of masking tape. This is 7 layers of masking tape. 7 layers is about 20/1000ths of an inch. It sticks, it won't slide under. So the action is good as long as you can play all the strings without getting any buzz. So make sure you can play the open strings with no buzz. You can pluck them pretty hard, and they're about as low as they can get without buzzing. The next thing I like to measure is the action of the string over the 12th fret. First the low E, then the high E. So the gauge says it's somewhere between 50 and 60/1000ths of an inch. It's about 5 or 6 64ths of an inch. So as for the high E, it's about 40/1000ths of an inch. 4 64ths of an inch on the dot. I'd say that action is perfect, just as long as there's no buzzing when you play all the frets, especially the higher up frets. The thing to do now is play it. Go through all the notes, just play them. Make sure there's no dead frets, no loud buzzing, and make sure they don't choke out when you do bends. Even when you're bending hard, it should hold the sustain. And that's almost all there is on this guitar since it has electronics. There's one more thing to check out. This guitar has a Fishman active piezo mic. It has this built-in tuner also, which is pretty cool. So looks like the E is a little bit low. So turn the tuner off, then plug it in. So here's how the piezo sounds. Man, it sounds really good. Let's see if I can give it a little distortion without too much feedback. So yeah, that's working good.